So today I'd like to show you some different exercises for different body parts. So we're going to start off first with chest exercises. So I'm going to, in addition to the push-ups, which we've already done, you know the push-up form, I'm going to show you on the dumbbell press now. So with this one, if you have a bench, you'll get your weights, just kind of sit them on your knees, hold them up here, and then recline, keep them balanced. And then once you're in this position, just go up, pressing upward, bringing it back till you feel a stretch in the chest, just in this range of motion like this. So this is the dumbbell press for your chest. You can also do that if you have a squat rack for a barbell, for a big barbell on there, or if you have a spotter for that. Another option for chest is flies. And so with the flies, this one's a little bit different. You put a slight bend in your elbow, and it's like you're a butterfly, flapping your wings back and forth. So just come up, slight bend, kind of like you're putting your arms around a tree, giving it a hug. Bring it back, get a nice stretch here. So this is a fly. So flies and presses will work your chest. They're both, on all these exercises, it's better to start with too light of weight and build your way up than go too heavy to start with. So just practice with those a little bit. Okay, so next up I'm going to show you a few back exercises. With this, I'm just going to review briefly. The one we've done before is the dumbbell row. So with this one, you'll want to find a bench or chair, secure yourself there, bend your knees, and then just pull with one side at a time. I'm going to give you a side view on this so you can see. You want to make sure your back's straight, not arched like this, but straight. And just pull. You'll do 10 pulls on each side. So that is the dumbbell row. Then there's wood choppers. This one, you just use one and you hold it with both hands and you'll lie back on the bench, hold it above your head, and then you'll just extend back and then right above your head again. So with this one, the main thing you want to watch out for is that you're not bending your elbows or it stops working your back. So you want to keep your arms straight, come back parallel to the floor and up above your head. So this will work your rear deltoids and your upper back muscles. And then one other option you can do is a lat pull down. So if you have a bar or straps, just pull this in as tight as you can. If you have straps, you might, rubber resistance bands, you might need to adjust your distance to make it easier, or add more straps. You just pull it in nice like this too. So anytime you're pulling down or pulling up, you're going to be working your back muscles. So those are some more things you can do for back exercises. Okay, next up I just want to go over shoulders. I want to review the exercise we've previously done is the overhead press, where you're holding a weight like this and then just go up over your head and back. You can do these seated or standing, either way. So we've already done that one. But another one you can do is a front raise. So this you're going to stand up nice and steady, bring it up to about eye level and back down. Nice and slow. So we don't want to be swinging with momentum. We want to keep our body stationary still and make your shoulders do the work. So a good form will help isolate the muscle and protect you on that. Now if that's too heavy and it's too awkward, just go down on a lighter weight till you can do about 10 of them or so. If you do more than 10, it's time to bump up the weight. So that's the front raise. Another part, shoulder exercise, is the side raise. On this one, it's just like you're a bird flapping its wings. Nice and slow. This will work the medial head of your deltoids, so this lateral motion will do that. Okay, so those are 3 exercises you can do for your shoulders. Another one, if you like, some people like to do upright row, where they just pull the weight like this till their arms are parallel to the floor. So a bunch of different things you can do, but essentially anytime you're moving your arms up over your head with weights, you're going to be working your shoulders. So those are a couple more shoulder options for you. Okay, so for biceps, we've done curls before. I just want to show you a couple different options, some ways to give you some more variety. If you have a barbell set like this, you can do curls, barbell curls like this. So this is definitely an option if you have that. Most people though will usually use the dumbbells So with the dumbbells, again, the main thing, you want to keep your body nice and straight. We're not doing any of this kind of stuff. It's just the elbow joint is the only thing moving, nice and slow. If you have problems with your wrist or your elbow, then doing a neutral position will usually not cause any problems. Be a little bit easier on your joints. So this, they call these hammer curls, like you're swinging a hammer. So instead of putting that twist in there with your elbow and your wrist, you just keep them nice and straight. So this is an option you can do if you're ever concerned about wrist or elbow injury, rehabbing. And then also, if you have rubber tubing, you can just stand on it with the handles and do resistance motion like this. So this will also work your biceps. So biceps are pretty straightforward. There's not a ton of different options with that. Anytime you're just doing this motion, pulling weight towards you, you're going to be working your biceps. So that is that one. Okay, moving on to triceps. I'm going to show you 4 different exercises we can do for that. First one, I think we reviewed this one before. This is the French press. You sit, hold it over your head with both hands, and then just bring it back behind your head and press it up. You want to keep your chin up, your elbows pointed forward. This will work your triceps, doing that motion. Another thing you can do with just a bench or a chair, you just want to make sure it's sturdy, it's not going to slide, is bench dips. So just position your feet out in front of you and then lower yourself up and down like this. If it's getting too hard, put your feet in closer. You can help cheat with your feet a little bit. If it's too easy, put them way out there. And you can increase the difficulty with these. So those are bench dips for your triceps. Another thing you can do is kickbacks. So what I like to do is pretend you're a skier. Have a straight back, bent legs, drop them here. And you don't want your weights to come in front of you. You want them to stay behind your leg the whole time. This is an isolation movement, so all you do is there. And you notice you don't want to swing these or it just does nothing for you. So you want to hold them very still, keep them behind your legs, and then just little squeeze there, just as high as you can. So doing that is going to isolate, just go as high as you can until that kind of burns in there. So those are kickbacks. One other thing you can do is with a weight stack, a press down, or you can use rubber tubing again. So here's an example of this. Pressing down. All these you want to keep your abs nice and tight, your back straight, just go in a nice slow controlled tempo. So those are 4 exercises you can do to work your triceps. Okay, for legs, I'm going to just combine and show a bunch of different things you can do for legs. We've already talked about air squats, where you just basically go like you're sitting in a chair and stand up like this. So air squats is one thing you can do. If you get to the point where you can just do a lot of them and you want to add resistance, then you can do some weighted squats. So you can hold some dumbbells and do the same thing with that weight. If you want to make it more challenging, sometimes you can just hold it up here as if you were holding a barbell squat and go down like this. So those are some different weighted squat options. Also, there's the lunge. This is probably one of the best exercises for hitting all the major muscles of the legs. So just put your hands on your hips, take a good step forward, and like knee to the ground softly, then alternate. Other one. So show your side view here. You want to keep your back straight. You don't want to bend over when you're doing it. Keep your back as straight as you can. Take a big step forward. So those are lunges. If those get too easy, you can do what they call goblet lunges, where you're holding a weight here. So just hold a weight here, a little more resistance, alternating. If you have a room where there's like plenty of room, you can also just do walking lunges across the room and back. But stationary is nice if you don't have a lot of room to work with. Okay, then we have for your hamstrings. These are called good mornings. So just hold some weights, they don't have to be heavy. Feet shoulder width apart, keep your back straight, and bend at the waist until you feel back of your legs that have the hamstrings and the lower back warm up. So just come down here, feel the stretch, come back up, shoulders back straight, and go again. So these are called good mornings. It's like a stretch, but you really feel it in your leg, especially when it's weighted. So you do these typically on these 10 times each. And then another thing you can do is calf raises. A couple ways you can do these. One is just, I like to do imaginary jump ropes. or hops like this, one at a time, so you can do that. You can also just hold on to something, go up on one calf at a time, like this. If that's too hard, you can do it on 2 feet. If you want more resistance, you can do weighted calf raises, like this. So lots of options. If you don't have an actual machine for like a leg press or leg extensions, lots of things you can just do with body weight and dumbbells. So those are some exercises for legs to give you some more options.